All right. Welcome, everybody. We have our agenda review for June 30th, 2021. Thank you all for being here. And let's get started. No presentations. Let's start with Community Development. Interim Director, Vicki Fisher. Welcome.
Thank you. So we have two items on the agenda today. The first one is a vacation of Section Line Highway. This is out just south of Elks Country Estates, and they're needing to vacate these two section line highways so that they can come in and plat additional single-family homes. We've seen a master plan. They don't need these corridors for streets or utilities, so we are in support of vacating them, and we bring this forward today from Planning Commission with the recommendation to approve.
Great.
And then do you want to hear about item number nine now? If you would allow me, I'll have Kip just step to the mic.
Great. Mr. Harrington, welcome.
Good afternoon. This is our draft transportation improvement program, which covers the years 2022 through 2025. The TIP is a compilation of all the transportation infrastructure projects from our various agencies throughout the Metropolitan Planning Organization area, including the City of Rapid City, which includes our CIP projects, our public transit projects, and our airport projects. It also includes projects from the City of Box Elder, Meade County, Pennington County, and the South Dakota Department of Transportation, which are usually the very big projects. This is the draft report. You'll see the final in August. And in the meantime, there may be some changes because the state will be holding their statewide transportation improvement program, aka the STIP, public meeting on Thursday, July 15th at 7 p.m. at the Ramkota Hotel here in Rapid City. So I highly recommend, if you're interested in transportation projects, you attend that meeting. There will be presentations on all the projects and the ability to provide public input on them as well. Are there any other questions on the draft tip?
That's July 15th at the Ramkota at what time?
7 p.m.
Mr. Jones.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I was going to ask how much public input has come at this point. Has there been any leading up to this, or will the public input start with this meeting on the 15th?
We had some public input, availability for public input with this draft tip through our MPO meetings, and we did not receive any. We have not received any public input on it at this point. The state projects really get their public input at that STIP meeting.
So this isn't attached to the request for, or the survey that went out from our local transportation, public transportation?
No, that is a completely separate project.
Totally separate things. Okay. July 15th, Ramkota at what time?
7 p.m. And that will go over all of the South Dakota Department of Transportation projects, basically in the region, which encompasses everything from Belle Fourche down to Hot Springs.
Hors d'oeuvres at 6?
I'm not sure about that, but there's a restaurant there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anything else? Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Director Gilbert, you're up next. 2 through 6, please.
Um, 2 through 5 are actually just additions or changes to MidCo services for various departments. First one, we're testing out a few new VoIP options as we look to replace our aging Mitel system. So we need some infrastructure in place for that. So that'll be a temporary month-to-month lease on those lines. The other ones of note are the police substation up at the mall, the Rushmore Mall. They are making that a more permanent location. So they have asked us to spec that out. That is the addition that we're adding there. Parks has requested some more speed at some of their locations. So they're pretty standard in that way. And then finally, we're going to implement a cable modem here to handle our guest access so that it's completely separate air-gapped from our corporate network. Right now it's firewalled off, but we'd prefer it to be air-gapped. So that's the reason behind that. And then number 6 is a continuation of something we brought forward several months ago. We're in process of converting to a single domain. We thought we were in a position where we could do more of a turnkey solution, but some of the application servers that we're trying to migrate are proving to be more complicated. So we're actually going to use this funding to set up an environment that keeps those two, our current system and our new system, in sync while we go through and spec out the new servers and moving those into the new domain environment. So It's a little bit more than we had hoped to pay, but the initial one came in lower than we thought, so we're still in line for that project. And that's a CIP-funded project.
Okay. Does this address the new technology that we tried out last week?
No, that'll be coming forward as a CIP project in the near future. The audio stuff for this council chambers will be part of the CIP project.
Okay, great. Any questions, comments? Great, thank you, Director Gilbert. Director Sumption, under Finance, 7 and 8, please. Oh, and 21. Oh, and 18.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place,
You're
so my
all over the
apologies for
place.
that. 7 is standard for volunteers to be included on our work comp coverage for insurance purposes. 8, our general fund cash balance at the end of May was about $36.6 million, so still very good. Looking forward to when we can allocate funding for those projects that were brought forward. Number 18 is just second reading on the supplemental appropriation. Number 4, this is basically moving money from computer line items to interdepartmental charges to take care of the centralized computer purchasing system that we're moving towards. There's some other little things in there, but that's the majority of this one. 20, that is the downtown bid assessment. They were supposed to be voting on that this morning. I need to confirm that it was approved by their bid board, but the total amount being assessed for 2021 payable in 2022 is $228,752.44.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
$228,752.44.
Thank you.
And then I just want to point out, and because Mr. Lehman had called and talked to Tracy, it rang a bell with me. The information that's attached is all based on ownership as of May of this year. I don't know the exact date. There have been some ownership changes. There could be additional ownership changes between now and the time it's finalized. This goes with the property, so when it comes time to actually send the notices, it will go to whoever the property owner of record is. That is what we are required to do by law.
Thank you. Any questions, discussion? Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Sumption. Okay, moving along. Director Tech, welcome. Have you take 10 through 17, please.
Good afternoon. Items 10 through 17. Item number 10, a standard contract for construction administration services for our Elkvale Lift Station project. What was recently bid, I believe it's about a $7 million project, so this will help our ability to provide sewer service and growth in the northeast part of town in the Box Elder drainage area. Item 11 is a standard oversized construction fee resolution. This is an item that we do anytime there's an oversizing that the city does in conjunction with the developer. We then assess an area where future costs will be collected. In this particular instance, it's about a $200 per acre cost for the oversizing in a specific area down off East Minnesota Street. Item 12 is a significant change order, as you'll see, for a pavement project. This is up on Forest Place. We let a bid as the contractor got in there. The geotechnical information that we had for the project didn't reflect the actual conditions that we saw underneath the pavement. So we've negotiated with the contractor, did some additional engineering. We want to make sure this project's a success. This is a value added. This isn't a cost that is shocking to us. We certainly want the project to be a success, and once again, the contractor did a great job of working with us and coming together with a solution on this particular item. Item 13, our ADA project, slight increase for change in quantities. Item 14, downtown lighting project phase 2. This is a small change order to do some additional junction boxes, concrete work. Item 15 is another amendment to Perkins and Weld. They are the architect on the monument project, the new arena. Once again, as this project has proceeded, there's additional work that they've been able to get back into the project. This is work for the connector through the Barnett into the monument from the rest of the Civic Center campus. So once again, this is an ad that I know the Civic Center staff's very excited about, being able to get this back into the project within the budget. Item 16, once again, looks like a CA project for a miscellaneous project. I think that was about $4 million roughly for our enterprise funds or water, water rec, and solid waste facilities. And then the last item, item 17, is a professional service agreement with FMG to do design work on some of our street reconstructs that we have. So I'll stand for any questions.
Great. Mr. Nordstrom's in the queue. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. Item number 14, Mr. Tech, that doesn't change the bottom line for that total project at all, the increase.
Correct. I believe once the project will be all done, they will still be under their allocation, their vision fund allocation that they requested.
Very good. Thank you.
Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Madam
Floor.
President. Director Tech, thank you for the information. Item 15, the Civic Center expansion. So the addition or being able to connect the Barnett into being usable was not part of the original, and now it's being added back in? Or can you just clarify that a little for me?
Oh, certainly. The original design showed a walkway, if you will, connecting the main concourse of the Civic Center by the Civic Center offices through the Barnett and into the new arena. Certainly when they were costing out the Civic Center, that was identified as a project that is not necessary for the new arena. It would be good to have. So that was eliminated from the original project just to make sure that they were going to be able to meet budget. And as the project has progressed, it's apparent that they'll be able to pay for that now. Right. So that's the purpose for this design amendment, and then the cost for this will still be within that original allocation too. So there won't be an increase in funding request for this particular component.
Thank you so much. And I think it's worth stating that this is just another example of how great the work has been by the contractors, by our people, and everyone involved in the Civic Center project. They've been able to work together, put these things back in that we want to have without it costing anymore. And this is another great example of that. So kudos to them for their great work. Thank you, Director Tech. That's it. Thanks.
Agreed. Mr. Evans, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you. I'm curious about number 12, and what exactly is it that resulted in an increase of $150,000? What are they doing?
Yeah, typically on all of our street projects, we have a geotech go out and drill some holes in the pavement and down into the subgrade to get a geotechnical evaluation to know what the pavement structure needs to be. Of course, you do that in random areas, and you hope that you have a representative sample. It was found that when they started peeling the asphalt off, that there's a number of wet areas. So we had to redesign the pavement section. So basically, this amount reflects a thickening of not only the gravel that we're placing under the roadway, but also a little bit more asphalt to go back on the roadway too. So the bulk of it is for pavement surfacing.
Anything else?
Okay, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Tech.
Thanks.
Moving right along, number 19, Director Beegler, welcome. Can't believe we're going to be out of here.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Item 19 is a standard lease agreement between the city and the Rapid City Junior Olympics Amateur Softball Association for the girls softball organization to use the softball fields at Parkview Park Complex. It's a standard agreement. They've had a lease with us since the beginning of those fields, so it's just a standard release.
Any questions or comments? Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, my colleagues? We have a quiet group today. Okay, thank you so very much, and we will see you on Tuesday in these chambers at 6:30. The regular city council meeting has been deferred to the 6th because of the 4th of July holiday. Hope everybody has a nice 4th of July. Thank you.